Are you ready to take your photography to the next level in 2025? In this video, I'm diving into 8 essential photography items which you can buy in 2025. Now, these are tested and affordable and even free essential gear which will level up your photography this year. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. First of all, Happy New Year and hope you're having a fabulous 2025. Now, I'm Anshu and I have been a photographer for over 15 years now. If you're new here, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. It helps me immensely to continue making videos like this. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about 8 fabulous photography accessories and gear which can actually help improve your photography in the new year. Now, I have included only those accessories in this list which I have tried and tested on my own for last few months and even few years. Now, there are a variety of accessories which can actually help improve your photography. For example, say filters, but I'm not including them in my list today, and I only want to focus on the list which I have personally used for my type of photography, that's still life and portrait photography. Now, one thing which I wanted to add, and this is quite critical, now these are very affordable accessories which I'm going to be talking about. They are not going to break your bank, and some of them in fact are also free, and I'll exactly tell you how you can recreate them and also use them for free. So for now, let's dive into the list today. Now, let's start with tripods, and this is essentially something which I have been talking about in all my videos if you have seen any of my previous video. Now, tripod are very essential, and in fact it should be the first accessory you should be buying after you buy your camera. Now, you should always look for very sturdy yet lightweight tripods. Now, the reason for that is if you go for a very flimsy kind of a tripod which will kind of give away when there is a strong wind, then you don't want your expensive cameras to be mounted on the tripod just for them to fall off the tripod. So there are a lot of options of tripods which are available in the market. Now, I have been using a Manfrotto tripod for years now, and this is also something which I'm currently using to keep to mount my camera when I'm recording this video. Now, there are different kinds of tripods which are out there in the market: 3-legged, monopod, GorillaPod, kind of mini tripod. So you can always go ahead and buy the tripod which suits the kind of your photography and also your camera. So for example, for a landscape and portrait photography, I will highly recommend that you go ahead and buy a 3-legged solid tripod, which is actually very good, especially if you're trying to do a landscape with long exposures. Now, if you have a compact camera, then you can also go ahead and buy a kind of a small tripod, something like a GorillaPod. Okay, so next up on the list is a prime lens. Now, a prime lens is very versatile, and I know a lot of people prefer either using a kit lens or even a zoom lens, but there are a lot more merits to having a prime lens than any other kind of a lens. Now, I have done an exclusive video only on the 50mm prime lens, which you can see over here. Now, if not the first, it should definitely be your second lens if you're going ahead and buying it. Now, there are different kind of prime lenses which are available in market today with different focal length ranges. Now, I have listed down here now some of the popular focal length and the prime lenses which you can buy, and also the type of photography which you can do with these lenses. So next on my list is a portable LED light. Now, portable LED lights are really great because you can carry with you anywhere you're going out for doing a photo session, and there are so many options these days. Now, I have just been checking out Amazon and I found so many options of portable LED lights which are actually very compact and also good for traveling around. Now, I have been using this particular light, which is a light from Osaka. Now, I have done a portrait session with this particular light. If you're interested, then you can check it out over here. Now, the next on my list is a multicolored LED lamps. Now, something like this one which I'm talking about. So I use this as my backdrop for videos, and you can also go ahead and use these for your photos too. Now, there are so many options of these multicolored lamps which actually in fact also changes color, so you can use that creatively to add a lot of nice lighting effect into your photos. Now, I'll give you some options of these LED lamps in the link below. So the next one on my list is actually a reflector. Now, reflector are something which will actually reflect or bounce back the light onto your subject, which adds to a fill light situation. So in this case, you will not have that harsh shadow on your subject, but the shadow area also gets illuminated. And the good part about this is that most of the reflectors are free. The reason why I'm saying is, like, you can easily make a reflector at your home with something as simple as a sheet of white paper. So if you use a sheet of white paper, then actually just placing it in a right angle can reflect that light back onto your subject. And also, to go a little more advanced, you can always either mount it on a cardboard so that you have a sturdy kind of a reflector, and even prop it up on a table or surface to use in your photos. Or you can also go ahead and be more creative, use something like a silver foil and mount them on a cardboard paper, which will also act like a good reflector. If you want to go a little more professional, then you can also go ahead and buy reflectors. Now, these are very cheap and not very expensive. So the reflector which I'm talking about is a 5-in-1 reflector. Now, let me show you, because this is quite interesting. So this comes usually it comes like in a foldable bag like this, and once you open, now you can see. So now the magic starts, and actually it opens up to be a huge reflector like this. I don't know if you can see the full length of it. And the good part about this reflector is it gives you a kind of an option of 5 surfaces. So I have a gold side here, and then there is a plain white side over here. And if you open this zip, actually there are still a few more options. So you even have a black side. I don't know if you can see here. So there could be situations where you want to create that shadow look. So you can use a black side. In this case, you can actually reverse this whole reflector thing. And then if I just open this kind of a sheet inside here, so this is also some kind of a translucent reflector, which is very good for diffusing light. So you can use this a lot in your portraits or even in your still life photography. If you are, for example, shooting in a very bright day sunlight, then you can just keep it over your subject to create that kind of a diffuse light effect. Okay, now next on my list is an external hard drive. Now, external hard drives have become quite critical these days because photographers work with very large file types, especially if you're using very high resolution cameras, and also if you're working with video file, then it becomes very difficult to manage those gigabytes of data which you will be generating with your photos and videos. So what I do usually in my workflow these days, that I first tend to copy all these files directly to my external hard drive, and then I start working from these files directly from the hard drive onto my computer, just to free up some disk space. Okay, so next on my list is actually a backdrop. Now, backdrops are not a photography equipment, but I still wanted to add them to this list because essentially they are free and you can do your own backdrops with just very few materials. Now, I'm very passionate about creating my own backdrops, and I have been doing that since over many years now. I have created a lot of wooden backdrops, and also I have done and painted a lot of MDF surfaces which I use in my everyday photography. Now, just to give you an example, so these are some wooden planks, and this is actually from a wooden cot which was there in my hometown and it was falling apart. So instead of just going ahead and throwing this piece of wood, which actually is originally it's a very rustic wood, I brought it back with me and I have been using it in a lot of my food photography backdrops. Apart from the wooden backdrops, you can also go ahead and create say some MDF backdrops. So MDF is something like a thin plywood piece, and you can purchase them, maybe get them cut by your carpenter into the size which you want, and with a little bit of acrylic paint and some wall putty, the putty which actually you use for adding color to your walls, is something you can go ahead and create your own surface with a little creativity. Now here are some painted texture which I have created. Now for portraits, in fact, you can also create something very similar. So you can go ahead and use a textured wall, or you can even go ahead and use a textured bed sheet as your backdrop. Now, with the advent of mirrorless camera, it has never been a good time to go ahead and buy a third-party lenses. Now, with improvements in technology, there are so many good companies which has come out with a lot of affordable lenses that I definitely think you should be going ahead and purchasing one third-party lens to try out how good they really are and how affordable they can be. Now, I have not tried out too many lenses, but I do use a Viltrox 20mm lens, which is an excellent lens. Now, I wanted to buy something kind of an affordable lens which I can use in my day-to-day photography and also use as a video logging lens, and it has been just wonderful. The performance of that lens, the autofocus of that lens is really superb on my Nikon camera. And there are so many other brands also, though I have not tried out. I have heard 7 Artisan is one of a great third-party lens manufacturer. Okay, so I promised you one bonus gear and here it is. So I'm talking about microphones. I know though this is not directly related to photography, but a lot of you, and including myself, we now create videos using our cameras. I can tell you that an external mic is very crucial because most of the inbuilt mics in the camera, they are not very good, and in fact the audio most of the time are not usable. So going ahead and buying an external mic is something which is really, I feel, an investment. And so in fact I went ahead and bought a lot of cheap microphones because I didn't know the importance of having a good audio at that time, and I have really suffered because of them, and most of the audios in my many videos initially have not been usable at all. But then I went ahead and invested in this Rode mic and I have never looked back. Okay, so from free DIY photography equipment to some very affordable equipment, this was my top 8 list for photography gear in 2025. So are you planning to buy a photography gear in the new year? Do let me know in the comments below. So if you like this video, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. I'm a very new YouTuber and I am really looking forward to make many more videos like this in future, and hope you will continue on this journey with me. You have a great 2025 and let's start creating now, and I will see you in next video. Till then, see you and happy clicking. Bye.